Welcome and welcome back, roses. This is Olena, otherwise known as OlenaRosanne, and as you can see, we are back at it again for more of my DIY MICROLOC installation. So last video, you saw me part out my grid pattern, and now I'm going to start interlocking. Now what I'm going to do here is try to interlock with my fingers. This is my very first time doing it with my fingers. I'm used to using a locking tool, two different ones that I normally use with my youngest son's hair, but I'm like, okay, saw one video, you know, YouTube University, and I was like, okay, so this person back home first so they can get a stopping point. And I'm sorry I'm out of frame right now, but a little bit later on in the video I will be in frame. You can really see what I'm doing. But what I'm trying to do is figure out, okay, where do I put my fingers at? And how do I keep my stopping point a stopping point? So right after I backcombed it, I started braiding, and then I did a 2-strand twist. Now I'm sticking my finger in, because what I'm going to do is start my rotations. I chose to do a 4-point rotation because that's what I'm used to doing. And while I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay. You can see me thinking there. I'm like, okay, I need to put my finger directly in the middle so I have two even parts, hair basically on both sides. So I'm sliding my finger down to the stopping point, taking the end of my hair and putting it through the middle. Doing it again. And placing that hair through the middle. And each time I'm going in 4 different directions. I'm doing this counterclockwise. So I'm starting off with, think of a clock. I'm starting at 12. Then I'm going to 9, then I'm going to 6, then I'm going to 3, and then back to 12 o'clock, okay? So that's the way I'm doing it, because the way I twist my hair and the way I have grown accustomed to doing the rotations are counterclockwise. So I'm going counterclockwise with my fingers because my hair is so long. And it takes me a moment to really get in a flow, you know, or should I say get in a pattern. Oh, that's not even the right word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It takes me a moment, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, girl, this is going to take forever in the day. If my hair was short, it would be a lot better. And I really, really wish I would have started this on shorter hair, but look, we're here now, okay? So anyway, closer look at me taking my finger, putting it through the middle of my hair, and then putting my hair through the middle. Now right there, you can see that was already a mistake then, because my finger is supposed to be in the middle, directly in the middle, like it is right now. When I start really getting the rhythm going, yeah, that's the word I was looking for earlier, rhythm. When I get a rhythm going and get more used to what I'm doing, then I'll go faster. So I sped this up just a little bit, 1.5 times. Before it was regular speed. So as you can see, yeah, that's all. I've only went up about 1 inch, but let me tell you, for each MICROLOC, I'm telling you, it seemed like it took 10-15 minutes each. And as we go through this, and as you see how many days this really takes me, grand total, to lock my entire hair, this takes me a long time, y'all. This takes me over 2 weeks to do. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and be quiet for a bit. Oh, before I do that, what I also notice with doing this is I seem to kind of create a knot where the lock begins, and I was like, I don't like that, but I know things will relax. And for a minute, if you saw what was in my hand, I had the locking tool that I actually normally use, like on my son's hair, which I really like to use. I wanted to switch to that because it is faster, but it's not fast when you have long hair. Now, right now at this point, I'm getting a little bit more of a rhythm going, as you can see. But you see how far I am down the length of my hair still. So yeah, this took time and patience, but you know what? I had a mission, and I was going to complete my mission. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, play a little bit of music, and anytime I feel like I need to explain anything, I will. But before I even get into that, if you are new or not new to my channel and you haven't took a moment to subscribe yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't just be watching and come back to my channel and not subscribe. I mean, come on now. Let's be polite. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, okay? Give this video a thumbs up. A thumbs up will help me help YouTube get my video out to more people to realize that, yeah, she's starting her lock journey, and this might be helpful to other people, or just let people know that she's went from a loose natural to a lock natural and may want to join in on my journey. So anyway, do that and share this with someone, okay? I really would appreciate your support. So I'll be quiet for a little bit and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, I'm finally getting somewhere. We kind of have, we have a lock forming, but I have a lot of loose hairs because I have some of my hairs are longer than others. So what I decided to do is wrap that around. I know it'll get better in time. And now I'm on the other side. And the squares that I have made in the back of my hair, like I said in my previous video, they are bigger than what the squares will be like in the front. Basically, the squares in the back are about almost 3 times the size as what they will be. But what I do notice, the more hair I have in the square that I have parted out for the lock, the easier it is for me to interlock with my fingers. Right now I got a little flow going. I really do. And it just seems like, oh, okay, I can get through this. Anyway, yeah. This was time consuming, I must admit. If you plan on doing this yourself and you have as much hair as me, just be patient. You got to be patient with yourself. Give yourself many breaks. If you get aches and pains like I do, make sure you take some pain reliever, seriously, because you will need it. And let me tell you, as long as I was standing in front of this mirror, my feet were hurting. So yeah, take breaks, sit down, space it out. If you are mostly home during the day, then it's no rush. But you will notice later on this video, I will begin locking on my hair elsewhere as well, not just at home, because like I said, I was on a mission. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. Right here, as I get towards the top, I begin with the standard locking tool that you see people use. I don't really like as much, but I do keep around. This kind of, gets caught up in my hair. It will catch, and many times I did end up catching some hair from a lock I've already completed in with the lock I'm trying to do, which was very frustrating. Like I said, if I had shorter hair, this would be a lot easier, but because my hair is so long and I have hair that is different lengths, it was hard, I must admit. So right now I'm using this tool, but I'll switch back to the other tool that I got from Amazon in just a moment. And just so you know, I will go ahead and have a link to my Amazon storefront. It's always in the description box, but you can find these tools in my hair product section, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and make another section for just lock journey, because I got this tool, the one I used earlier in the video, and about 4 other tools all in a set, and it's super duper helpful. So anyway, y'all see this? Woo. Yeah. You see what we're working with? Yeah. So anyway, on this day, I had a neurology appointment, and I had to, of course, put my hair up in, so it looks somewhat reasonable. So I created a little bun, and then I had the hair that was already done in the back. So that got me through that appointment. When I got back home, I got back at it. Okay. So that's just another shot of what I have done so far. And I'm still using the alligator clips. At this point, another day, and I'm done with most of the back. And on this day, I am sitting next to my family member who's going through chemotherapy, and this was the actual chemo session. And I decided, look, I'm gonna work on these locks here too. Y'all, I had to multitask. I had to get what I had to get done while I could do it, because I was going to be there for about 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, so right now you see me braiding, and then I'll switch to twisting, and then I have my stopping point, and then I start interlocking. And as you noticed, I was holding my hair still with my mouth. That's what I ended up doing. Luckily, my hair is long enough to do that, because that helped quite a bit for me to at least create a stopping point for the MICROLOC, and then to begin interlocking with my fingers. And at this point, I am pretty used to what I'm doing. I had a little flow going. I did not have a mirror or anything like that. And yeah, so on this day, I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and measure my hair, because in video 1 of this, I said I had 17 to 20 inches of hair, and as you can see, yeah, that was about 18, and then it was 19 or 20 the other measurement. But this is where I am. I wanted to get the front done because I knew I had another appointment coming up. So I was like, okay, at least if I do this portion, I can put my hair into a little bun and it'll look like my hair is done, but it's not. So for every section, I broke it down to another section. And the way I made sure the sections were even is I took up just like I just did there. It was an easy way to see if it was even or not. And then I flipped my hair back as well to see if it was even. If it still wasn't even, I would keep parting. Now this particular section right here, it took me forever and a day, y'all. It took me forever and a day just to get it somewhat even. Also on this particular day, this is when my hair starts flaking, my scalp actually. So this is about, I think about a week later, something like that. And if you're not new to my channel, you know I suffer from extremely dry scalp. We don't know if it's seborrheic dermatitis yet or psoriasis. We don't quite know, but I have an issue. It's not just regular dandruff. So my scalp was getting super duper dry. After this, I do end up putting some hair oil serum on my scalp to just keep it somewhat happy, because you know I didn't want to have to wash my hair while I was still installing. But anyway, so as you can see, I finally got that part parted out. But guess what? Yes, I'm about to part it again. So this gives you an idea of how small my parts are in the front. Actually, I wish I did my whole head of hair like this, but that's just doing too much. The back was enough to do. So anyway, get this sectioned out, and then what I'm going to do here is break that down and then make my parts. And what I ended up doing, you'll see what I do in a moment once I'm done fooling around with this part, but I started pre-sectioning every single square. I would part it out, 2-strand twist it just a little bit, and then move it off to the side. That way, when I was ready to go and do my interlocking, I already had the complete square parted out. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I found that this helped quite a bit. And also what I found that helped, since I knew I was doing a total of 5 squares in this row, I would part out the first one and go ahead and 2-strand it, twist it, and then I would break the whole row off in half and make sure that was even, and then I would break it down again. So in total I have 5 squares within this particular row that I have completely separated out with 2-strand twist. And then as I just did, I just wrapped it around some of my other hair to get it out the way. And so this is what I did to go ahead and section off everything. So all I had to do was unravel the 2-strand twist and get to interlocking. And I found that helped quite a bit. So anyway, I hope you find this helpful. I mean, I'm not a loctician, I'm not licensed in hair, I'm not a cosmetologist or anything. This is just straight up DIY. I've been doing my hair my entire life, and this is what I wanted to do here. It's not perfect, my parts are not perfect, but you know what? This is perfect for me. So if you appreciate this video, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this with someone. And, leave me a comment. I would appreciate it. This is part 2 of my DIY MICROLOC journey. The install, and stay tuned for part 3. Other than that, roses, I'll talk to you later. Bye.